Hello, everybody. I told you I'd probably stream this at a random interval. I figured, why not tonight? Because tomorrow I have to get my second COVID shot, so I figure let's just do this one tonight. And then my other kit, I'll end up doing that guy on Tuesday, because I'm working that day anyway, and it seems like it'll be a simpler kit, so I'll leave the simple kit for a day when I'll be tired. Okay. So, well, for today, I decided to go with the Gundam Sandrock. One of the other of the 5 Gundams from Gundam Wing. This one codenamed Gundam 04 by the villain groups because, well, they don't know it's called the Sandrock. This thing just showed up, so they figured let's make it simple. First one we see is 1, second one 2, so on and so forth. Okay. Handy dandy manual. Our stickers with a hell of a lot of green. So if I really wanted to, I could cut bits of the green out to go on kits that don't have green for all their extra head cameras and whatnot. So that's actually really handy. Polycaps are polycaps. Those are for freaking like everything, unless you're the Nobel Gundam, then you don't have a single polycap to your name. Okay. Also using my mouse pad to lay all this stuff on, because I think it might be easier to spot things that way. Very nice and smaller looking manual, though I think all the wing ones are like that. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it. Music once again provided by the Relaxed Movement on YouTube. Good old free, copyright-free and DMCA-free music. I just have to credit them down below. That's all. Just good old nice chill. Which one specifically am I listening to today? Ah, they're lo-fi jazz for July. So yeah, I'm just gonna start working at it. Plus, I was really, the minute these things showed up, you know, my fingers had that itch to start snipping. There's a reason they call this stuff plastic crack. You just want more to keep going, to keep building. Can never get enough. It should have a similar build time to the Death Scythe. Just because this guy came out like the year before Death Scythe did. In fact, the Death Scythe uses one of the runners from this. Just not all the parts, for obvious reasons. It's not the exact same kit. But just like with the Death Scythe and the Wing, they're all based off of the same base model suit. Well, not even a base model. They're based off the same prototype suit. The Wing Zero. Which I have it untransformed now, so I can grab it real quick. So yes, the Sandrock, the Wing Gundam, the Death Scythe, the Heavy Arms, and the Shenlong, all the 5 main Gundams in that series to start out with, were all based off of this suit here. The Gundam Wing Zero. Only the Wing kind of looks like it. Has the exact same setup of shield, big gun, beam sabers, transformation. The rest of them are nothing like it, so yeah. that's what happens when the 5 people that worked on this guy decided to just take a copy of the Wing Zero plans and then modify it to their tastes and their specialties. Just so happened the guy who took the wing, who made the Wing Gundam happened to be the dude who specialized in the freaking beam cannons. That's why he gave it just the gun again. Okay. So the Sandrock stands out from the other ones we've seen so far in that, yeah, it's a close combat unit like the Death Scythe was, but it is not meant for stealth. This thing, in all honesty, is more suited to working in a desert environment and just mostly being a commander unit, which is why on the thing it has an extended, like, mohawk. It's supposed to be a better sensor array for it. This one, the Sandrock, is supposed to be the commander unit of the 5 Gundams in general. It's supposed to be there to relay all the orders and whatnot, and guide them on the battlefield. To help it even more survive as a commander unit, the Sandrock is actually the most heavily armored of the 5. So it can take quite a beating before it goes down. Hell, blowing up barely did anything to it. Like, the thing self-destructed, and it was still salvageable enough that it could be repaired back to what it was. Is that really how that goes? Don't seem right. Well, I mean, everything else is... Yeah, wasn't lining up right for me. Oh, that's better. Sorta. Alright. That sounds a little... Oh, no, actually, that's okay. Alright. Well, we get to use a sticker already. 3. Oh. Tiniest little thing. So yeah, this guy, shit, not good. Sandrock is the commander unit of the 5 of them. It is much more heavily armored than the others. So its actual weapons, in general, are extremely limited. Like, you thought, Death Scythe was limited with having its scythe, just some tiny guns on its head, and then a shield it could launch off its shoulder. Sandrock has 2 big metal swords. Vulcans in its head, and then just kind of like 2 little missiles on it at its shoulders, and like that's it. And it rarely used the missiles. This thing mostly tanked hits in order to get close enough to do some real damage. Luckily for the Sandrock, in the show, it and its pilot were supported. by a third-party group called the Maganak Corps. They were I believe a Middle Eastern-run group that was, well, fighting for their own independence and whatnot. Protect their people and their family. And the pilot, Katra, struck an accord with them beforehand. So, while he is not a part of their group, they treat him with respect and will follow what he says. To, like, the letter. They'll do it. That's how much respect he was able to gain from them. So he kind of has, like, his own little mini army. So when he landed on Earth to do the stuff in the anime, he did have their backup. So, well, he basically commanded them as well. It fit his suit's commander role really well. They did most of the upfront attacking, but he would be there too and also provide support when he could, mostly when they can get close to the enemy. Unfortunately for Katra, when the colonies that initially sent them had turned on them, they had to get into space, and in order to ensure two of the other Gundam pilots and their suits made it back into space, he kind of had to... blow up the Sandrock. Just to create a distraction, just so their shuttles could get clear. His suit, for whatever reason, right after he hit the timed self-destruct on it, lifted its shield up to cover the cockpit and then opened itself up, giving him time to escape. So he was able to get out and get into space, just on a regular shuttle, not a mobile suit carrying one. While, well, the Sandrock continued to walk forward and then exploded, taking out everyone behind them. But that wasn't the end of the Sandrock. The Maganak Corps found out where the remains of it were, which is a good chunk of it. It exploded, but it was still mostly together. It just needed a bit of maintenance, a bit of refurb to bring it back. So yeah, they found it, stole the remains, and then just repaired it behind the scenes, waiting for Katra to come back. And when he did, he jumped back into the pilot seat. Much to their joy. It was then from there, they went back into space, but then they discovered a fatal flaw. The original Gundams, except arguably Wing, were designed primarily for under-gravity guerrilla combat. So, fighting and maneuvering in space? Not exactly something they're designed for. Katra had problems keeping up. Couldn't maneuver his suit well enough with the thruster layout he had. In fact, at one point, he had to use an exploding shuttle to launch himself in the direction he needed to go, because his thrusters just couldn't give him enough force to do it. But then one overhaul later, and suddenly, the Sandrock was good to go in space again. Had its thrusters changed out for something better to maneuver, and it added an Uzi to its arsenal, so it actually had a ranged weapon. But still maintained the commander role. So yeah, he would get up close and personal and hit a bunch of shit, but he was also directing them. at the same time, as best he could. Then eventually the Maganac Corps showed up in space and, well, they did their thing. Where the hell? Oh, that's different. Sandrock's head is in multiple pieces, rather than what it usually is. Interesting. Oh, yes, other side note, before Katra did go back to Earth to reclaim the Sandrock, well, I mean, he was just going to find the Maganac Corps, and then they happened to be in the middle of the battle, and it's like, hey, welcome back, we have something for you. He actually, first he was gonna rebuild the Sandrock, but after a bunch of, we're gonna say trauma, and going a little crazy, the plans he brought up were not for the Sandrock. He ended up bringing up the schematics for the Wing Zero. Now, just something to remember, the Wing Zero was a suit that was designed, but was never made. Because the scientists that designed it deemed it too powerful. And too dangerous if it got into the wrong hands. Excluding its actual, you know, massive firepower with its rifle. It had an onboard computer system called, aptly named, the Zero System. The Zero System would help a pilot by predicting things that would happen during a battle, in the middle of combat. Which, hey, that sounds useful. It's like, cool, it's gonna tell me what's coming, and I can react and do something about it. Here's the issue. It'll tell you every outcome. Every outcome. Oh, you're gonna die? It's something, you're gonna do this and then result in you dying? Well, have fun seeing your death. Alright, now you're snapped back to reality. Alright, I'm gonna do this instead and back away. Oh, nope, now you just went and, now you're gonna die here too. Experience your death once again. Okay, nope, snap back to, the now and try to fix that. Yep. The more you kind of tried to fight against the system in a way, the more it was going to show you your impending doom, because you're not listening to it properly. It gives you hallucinations of possibilities. And if you aren't able to filter them out, you'll die. It just will overload your brain and make you go crazy, and end up getting you killed. Katra is a sweet boy. A very kind boy that does not want to fight. Normally, and will try his best not to kill, and will in fact, you know, ask people to just surrender. Add in the trauma of 1, losing his Gundam. 2, having the colonies turn his back on him. 3, seeing his father die. And potentially his sister die right next to him. It, kind of broke him. So, you got this grief-stricken boy who's kind of going a little crazy. Suddenly, build the Death Machine 1.0. throw him in that, and Catra started blowing up colonies. He started going around to blow up populated space colonies. Yeah. Yeah, he went insane. When two of the Gundam pilots, using new mobile suits just in general, developed by the bad guys that were supposed to surpass the Gundams, they kind of showed up to potentially stop him and or recruit him. He ended up nearly killing the one. That's what ended up breaking him out of his little insanity spell and freeing himself from the Zero system. But he still kind of had a lot of grief because he thought he killed his best friend at that point. So everything he was doing after that was to try and make amends. Sure, the guy was fine, he just ended up having amnesia for a bit. Well, as far as Catra knew, he killed his best friend. Which is then why he ended up going back to Earth, and then he got the Sandrock back, and, well, just did everything he could to atone for everything he had done previously, while in control of the, Wing Zero. And I'm filing down parts I shouldn't be filing down, aren't I? Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't care too much. It's just look weird. Oh well. Only I'm gonna know. So, yeah, that's like the very brief history of the Sandrock and Catra. So yeah, after the upgrade, he just fought with the other Gundam pilots to, well, stop war. And eventually succeeded. All while using a mobile suit that literally just had a pair of giant swords. Not even beam swords, they are metal swords. I mean, granted, they could heat up to absurd degrees, but still. Pretty impressive. Yeah, quite the little tangent there, just all about Catra. Cutting off all the safety flags on his V-fin. Because I'm not a small child, I'm not gonna hurt myself on them. V-fin just plugs into his head. Catra's special, and he got a double-crested V-fin right off the hop. There we go, we got our body and our head. Now we'll move on to the shoulders. It's very interestingly designed shoulders. Oh, another tidbit. Very, very late into the series, when all the Gundam pilots are working together and they all have their upgraded Gundams, and, well, the main character uses the Wing Zero rather than the Wing Gundam. At one point, the Wing Zero can't participate in the battle, so he takes out a portion of the Zero system from it, makes a copy of it, and has it installed into the Sandrock. Just because despite Catra's protests, Hero figured they were going to need him to use the Zero system for at least that battle. I think because he had probably some kind of vision from the Zero system about what was going to come. Or because they thought they may have needed that to the tactical edge. And despite Catra's reluctance, he did go into battle with that partial bit of the Zero system installed, and used it, and directed the other three on what to do without any consequences. So he was able to overcome the Zero system after it had driven him insane and nearly killed his best friend. After the battle, though, he did end up taking it out, because he figured, I'm not going to need it anymore. Which, I really didn't. I also kind of think it was a way Hero was just trying to help Catra get over that trauma he ended up causing himself. Just forcing him to face his demons. The demon being the Zero system. So because of that little, one little bit in the anime, in the games where the Sandrock's upgraded, form appears as a playable character, like in fighting games like the Gundam Versus series. The upgraded Sandrock can use the Zero system, like the Wing Zero and the Epion. Just that little nod back to the singular moment the Sandrock had the Zero system. No, that's B. There we go, D. I like how my Gunpla streams are also me nerding out about Gundam. Just spouting off the knowledge I know. Feels like the only time I can really nerd out about it. That's all. I will admit, though, the Sandrock is not one of my favorite suits. That's out of the wing ones, it's kind of near the bottom of the list. I mean, I like the aesthetic of it. The looks are all good. We're not really a fan of its portrayal. Mostly because there are better suits. You know, like the Tall Geese. Or the Wing Zero. Or the Wing Gundam. And Heavy Arms and its upgrades, because you gotta love guns. I will eventually track down the Heavy Arms kit, so I can finish off the Operation Meteor suits. Probably not gonna bother to try to get the upgraded ones, because I mean, Heavy Arms and Sandrock, they're literally just gonna be the same kits again, but with slightly different thrusters on them, and then just extra weapon. so that's kind of a waste. It's literally the same kit again, just with a little extra, just like one extra runner to add extra parts. The upgraded forms of the Shenlong and Death Scythe, kind of do the same thing, but there's a little more to them. I mean, they straight up change their names. From Death Scythe to Death Scythe Hell, and Shenlong to Ultron. Like, those are proper upgrades. While the, Sandrock and Heavy Arms just kind of got just a mini part swap. Okay, that's the shoulder. I do like how I'm building the entire right arm. I think I said that during the Death Scythe one as well. Sorry if I do get quiet at times, as usual. I just, I really get into it. You know how I enjoy my gunpla. It is fun and relaxing for me. And again, the one time I can really kind of geek out about the show and everything, just the franchise in general. Which is why I did start putting a photo of some gunpla up on my Twitter, like at least once a week. Just cuz. And just with the very briefest of info about them, because, well, Twitter sucks with its cap. It's a word count cap. Or character limit, whatever, you know what I mean. So I can really only give the very, very basics. But I think it's good enough. Plus, it lets me show off the stuff I've made. Granted, most of them look like absolute dog crap. Because I'm a dog crap builder. But, meh. I have fun. I build these for me. That's the important part. I build them for me. That's an arm. Sandrock has an arm. Starting to take shape. Again, as always, feel free to ask anything during these streams as well. That's hence why I have the AMA tag. So I'll answer pretty much anything. Within reason. Within reason. It's just my fun, chill, building and talking stream. I'm glad there was a makers and what the hell is this? What the hell is the category again? Makers and crafting, that's right. I'm glad there's a makers and crafting category. I'm also glad there's a scale model tag. Did not know that existed for the first while. Maybe it was one of the new ones they added. Who knows? That's right. Okay. We're actually almost done with the stickers. I know where 2 of them go. The other 2, I'm not 100% sure. But, I mean, we'll find out once we get to them. We shall find out. this suit is very much a desert use. Just with its colorations. Okay, there's the shoulder. Now to build its arms. It's gonna basically be the exact same as the other one. Go. Okay. And I'll just do the other hands now. So I'm not worrying about them later. It has the exact same hands as the Death Scythe. Because this is the exact same runner that the Death Scythe has. Rather, I should say Death Scythe had the exact same runner as the Sandrock. Yeah, the way they released these was interesting. They did the Wing Gundam years ago. Then they did the Wing Zero, which, I mean, Wing Zero is its own thing, didn't even use any pieces from Wing. Then they did the Leo a few years ago. Follow that up with the Sandrock. looks like. Okay, interesting. Then last year was the heavy arms. And then this year was the death scythe. All we need now is the Shenlong, and done. But at the same time, they're also starting to release the stuff from G-Unit, like the Geminus 01, 02, their add-on parts, and the one modified Leo from that series, the Leo S. Which, I mean, it looks nice. If I can find it for cheap, I'll probably end up getting it. So, I mean, yeah, it's a Leo, but it's a modified Leo. Once again, it's like I was saying, it's a Leo kind of brought back up to Tall Geese specs. Which is nice, because the Tall Geese is an amazing freaking suit. Alright, so now I'm building legs. Part that'll take the longest. In there. That's not right, that's not right. Get out of there. That's right. This thing is such a huge freaking foot cover. Like, damn. It really covers the entire foot. Okay. Yeah, let's do that all again. But now for the other foot. have to. Did I put that on backwards? No. No, I didn't. Okay. That just confused the hell out of me. Yeah, well. What else is new? I'm always confused. Okay. That's 2 feet done. Now to build up legs. almost done a runner. That's pretty cool. Up is just coming and going. Wow, I'm actually almost done with the runner now. There's 2 pieces on it left, which I'm guessing are going to be for the side skirts. I mean, there's really not much left for them to be used for. Okay, there's a leg. Do that all again. Yeah, I almost don't even need to look at the instructions right now for the other leg. Okay. Come on, open up. Yeah, son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Another leg. Done. Ah, we're actually nearly there. This is actually going a lot quicker than Death Scythe. Shockingly enough. Get on there. There we go. Okay, that's a full leg. No, I forgot one thing on the other leg. Tiny little thing. Not a big deal. There. All better. Man, this one's actually pretty good. I like this, I actually kind of like this music. Okay. Now for its waist. Granted, I think a lot of the time, some of this music is the same. because a lot of the stuff I recognize. But, meh. It's not a big deal. Lo-fi is lo-fi. And I'm not gonna complain about DMCA free music. Come on. I need to come up because I need to clear off some burrs. Literally the one freaking corner. Yeah, the corner with the hole, of course. There, use the thumb of the Sandrock to get it out. Yeah, let's try to lessen it. That's not bad. Now we'll do the same at the top. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, that fits nicer. Perfect. back skirt now. These guys all have good old, quote-unquote, premium back skirts. Meaning they have a hinge and move, so they're not as in the way of the legs when they want to kick back. Which is very nice. Most kits have a static back skirt. That's just a big hunk of plastic sitting right on their back, really limiting the backwards movement of the legs. I mean, really hindering. Like, damn. Any other kit, it would just, there's our back skirt, it would just be like that. Unmoving. This guy, move it that, move it up higher if the body isn't in the way. It's really nice. Where's the polycaps? There they are. Hiding, of course. Why wouldn't they be? No, we actually used all the polycaps this time around. Cool. Alright, side skirt time. To finish off the waist. And I can use the last piece. Almost. I can almost use the last piece on this runner. Oh. This is going to be an annoying sticker. Looks like I have to get it... Yeah, I gotta get it inside. Oof. Yeah, that's annoying. Actually went a lot easier than I thought it would. I mean a lot easier. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. do that again for the other side. Last polycap. So that's it for that. That's it for that.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Okay. And take the body.
3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
Discovery, go and throttle up. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of
Okay.
critical vehicle functions.
There it is. There is the Gundam Sandrock. But we're not done just yet. Kinda needs a way to, you know, move around. For that, it needs a backpack. There we go. Now the backpack needs its thrusters. So it needs something to vent out all the exhaust to propel it forward. Okay, and then it goes on his back. Alright. That is the full body of it, but what good is a Gundam without some weapons? It needs those. So let's get its shuttles done. It's very interesting swords. They are a real sword, it's just very interesting design that they decided to go with that for the Sandrock to use. Like a curved sword. Interesting choice. And alright, that's it for that runner. And that is also it for that runner. Nice. Okay, so there's its two swords. Then we got a clear red version of the blades for when Catcher decides to heat them up before slashing. Which somehow does extra damage without damaging the blade itself. How? I don't know. Just looks cool. And these guys can be stored on the backpack just by plugging into the sides of it. Like so. And there. Sword stowed, they can shift up. Which is nice. Again, we're not done just yet. The Sandrock also has a shield. Because all the Gundams in Wing had shields. Whether or not they were very big shields is, well, yeah, that's up for debate. A lot of them just kind of covered the forearm. Even the Mook Suits one were just, we have a circle. This is all we need for a shield. Wing Zero and Wing Gundam? Nah, they got like practically full body ones. Everyone else just like, yeah, it's like a buckler. Need you to come off file down some of it. Okay. And then we use the last of the stickers to make the shield a little more threatening looking. Give it kind of a snakehead look. There. Now the shield's got some, like, red snake eyes. And that will take our last piece from the runner. Yeah, that's it. Even those guys are done. And then it just pops into his forearm. Pops into his forearm. There we go. And yeah, there's our Gundam Sandrock. A thing it can do, because of course it can. I just need to take off the shield and its backpack. Which, granted, it only ever did this once in the entire anime. But it was still something it did. We put the shield onto the backpack. Then we plug the backpack into the arm. And it's got what it's called. It's, Ooh, I gotta move the handles a bit. Got what's called its cross crusher. For just going up at a dude, getting it inside the hooks, and then squish. It's cool. Not a huge fan of the cross crusher. But it's just a nice, fun little thing that it is capable of doing. I feel like it kind of... I feel like it's kind of something dangerous for the Sandrock to do. Because, I mean, it's now got its shield and a backpack and swords all on one arm. It's going to throw it off balance, and if it kind of goes wrong and something hits him with a strong enough attack, you've just lost all of your weapons, Sandrock. I mean, yes, you have the toughest armor out of all 5 of the original Wing Gundams. But still, kind of a bit much. So yeah, there we go. old Sandrock. Let's get the shuttles or shodels, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the proper name for them are. Let's get them in its hands. Yep. This doesn't look too bad. Looks alright. Still strange that this, the Wing Gundam, and the Death Scythe all come from the same mobile suit design of the Wing Zero. These scientists had really different ideas of how to make this stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today. Again. For sure this time. So there, good old Sandrock is done. I'll have him pose, probably take a few pictures, post them on Twitter as per usual. Then it will be with all of its wing buddies. Okay, so thank everybody for, well, you know, watching, lurking, all that fun stuff. I do appreciate it very much. Again, I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 to continue with Doki Doki Blue Skies. Sorry, just resetting up my entire desk. So 10 o'clock for Blue Skies, continuing to get ourselves onto Sayori's route. Which, well, we're pretty close. We got one more, you know, just one more, what's it called, poem to do. Then it's festival prep, then festival time, and then brand new content after that. Okay. That's it. I hope everybody has themselves a good rest of their night, and I'll see you next time.